Abusia over PM or Palms Garden, Ashanti Regional. All the regional ministers across the nation about the PM or Haseya or Modun Dinema be Efa Adia, one Pesia so diam or so monye, or Moguso or moye, and I say Akabibia or some other twas or moye. Any idea or Modun home or Hase, and I empo His Excellency John Domini Mahama, Adia Kaase or Bayeno, Uguso away, and I say Wajabi, and I Ugusua obey bibi. Aha. greateronetv like na share no bi so onya bi no nhwe meden e coffee bless from a champion jz na we and the regional minister enso e de mi
OCD in terms of local government decentralization, in lines with targets some day amaye. It's local government no said the initiative no say you be matimamufuo na hu abai enyema omoye ni asadu omowuram no ma feel say omo part of government. And yeah, as a performance contract no my sectors areas are young for your nation, young for your actually. In the course of the year, how many meetings now also about security someone? How many meetings now also about one houses in him for departments the sharp biasing within the year houses gonna do also and in these categories and now the and to had to say a regional security committee meeting number say month be a back month from so a back on the and I was said the previous month decisions you take here I was here to me executing now. And why in these areas, so be our regional minister, and that's all in a man and Namqua. And I DC on the man Namqua. One name, who are the when you saw a wash up, and if we were and kindness so buy, I don't ever mark a war home. By the end of the year, you ready districts in any rank woman. You are ready regions in any rank woman. And the end of the say, you ever banner to be our region and now with district, they are such a two. At the end, they know you for houses. Yeah. Yes, so you have a friend, the Sud Assemblies, Nina, and yes, you know, my sign is our contract. No, said the idea is Akosha see about some Ghana for or quite near Zabakum, you know me and some issue. Yea, as regional ministers, yea, I shed these issues. And there was yes, you are from Nano Nazgatrum said the idea to Akoshamunio. Most of them was a machine, they said, by all your DC in a bow. Now, behind near ma, Robert signing. Now, 1 year, a whole report could do near you are. Wouldn't say the Odo and Zakosha. Government man rest over here. Now I know necessary one by Bob bonus. It is to me the idea of hand and a home for so pie what the man I buy and then to my before and I'm about to find Madam.
It's who are put to be my MDC for
And yeah, Mecca at that MDC for and say now maybe a chomuni who say you are DC and our regional minister and you might to see a show kutupane a show. Say also we making sure say you have met all the criteria on the MIN. But President Muhammad, why not doing so? One point two say Baba minister and now be DC no be and I'm what to say the one what for Hojuma Debbie. Or say Bibia ye biano and not the demfa so be bro mine. And don't you know what she is the contract you was here signing. But once and then it's only ready to man obey. Until you catch MCs, no DCs, no say. First year, especially near they find your feet. I feel now they pay projects, I feel now they lobby, I feel now but who's an man? We action here. We never now. And I'm saying, Mr. David, everyone must be on top of their game. Because you're bad. First year excuses, no, you ain't me accepting the second year. And we are expecting them to deliver on the reset agenda. And until the president, I'm making sure say common fund, you know, first and now common fund, the thing crying. Is there anything crying? At the district assembly, 88% of the common fund are made available to them. It's more follow no. This is your buyer, the animal update. You know what your common fund is being used for. But first, no money to me account because there's a kind of thing crying. But they say it's kind of a better district. It's abandoned there. I'm fanya adwuma no fanya adwuma ni na president so no wonya dimpa na Ghana so hu sampa ma no for moto about the maye ya base ya baba ya adwuma and that's ya base ya be no nti nko a that's
the success of the government of President John Mahama and the NDC. A lot has been said already, and we wouldn't waste your time in telling you or prophesying on what you know already. We, however, want to stress the need for frequent engagement with stakeholders, such as our chiefs, our queen mothers, our market women, our youth, our mechanics, our teachers, our area boys. They are also very important in this. You know what I mean by area boys. They are the ones who give you all the information. They are the ones who make your work easy. And these are the people who you should establish that familiarity with, such that they will make your work very, very easy. There is also need for you to check on feedback. I'm saying feedback because according to the recently released Auditor General's report, there were a total of 578 unaccounted for staff names on government payroll. So it will take your leadership and intervention to ensure that we do away with some of these unpalatable and unfortunate circumstances. We also want to say that this council is very serious on transparency, accountability, and the proper use of government resources. We will therefore want to emphasize that we as council members are ready to help in your work. In fact, this year, God willing, we intend to pay you visits, even if not regionally, maybe zonally, as far as our resources can take us, so that you can take advantage of the expertise and the leadership of the local government council to impact positively on the work you do. You can also feel free as regional ministers to engage council members. In fact, somebody said recently that in the recent history of decentralization in Ghana, our council is the strongest so far. Thank you. Strongest not in terms of numbers, but the expertise of members. So if you check our background, you will realize that we are a team of strong resource that you can use to your advantage. In rounding up, I want to plead with all of you regional ministers, regional coordinating directors, and everybody else here, for us to promote made in Ghana resources, made in Ghana foods, and made in Ghana garments and arts and crafts. If you organize events, please, let's reduce the rice content. Let's do the TZ, ayoyo, the potompoto, and because this is the way that we empower the local economy and make our farmers, our artisans also very proud. I think we should also learn to use more of our local fabrics most of the time. And it will encourage our tailors, fashion designers, now they are called, to do more for themselves and for Mother Ghana. As chairperson of the council, when I was DC back in the days and as a former MP, I got the opportunity to travel to some countries on the local government committee. There were certain networks that we worked with in those days. I want to try and see if I can revive them. And if we are successful, when we are going, I'm sure some of you will also go on the delegation with us. So let's keep praying. On the last note, I want us all to appreciate the fact that we work in a very sensitive social-cultural environment in terms of religion, in terms of tradition and culture. And one thing that I have observed for some time now is that some of us, not only limited to this room, but appointees generally, when they go out and they are talking to chiefs, queen mothers, our religious leaders, they use their left hand. It is something that we should discourage because they complain. They might not complain to your faces, but it's time we go back to the basics. We don't have to be using our left hand when we talk to elders, when we talk to our seniors and stuff like that. It is something that has been worrying some of us for some time. So, in closing, I want to, on behalf of Council again, and on behalf of Council member Mr. Christopher Dapa, to thank you all for everything you have done so far. We have used 1 year to plan, and as was said this morning, the remaining years are for implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. So let's get out there, work hard, and make the government happy and Ghanaians happier. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you too.
Madam President and Chair of the Local Government Service, Professor Lomisa, Head of the Local Government Service, Dr. Gami, Executive Secretary to the IMCC, our host minister, and honorable ministers and chief directors or community directors gathered here. Thank you so much for making my work very simple as chair. Thank you for your cooperation, and we are happy to have signed the performance contract. We are all aware His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, is on the reset agenda to ensure that we put Ghana where Ghana is supposed to be, and he will need the cooperation of all of us, especially you as regional ministers, together with your MMDCs and the coordinating directors and the whole of Ghana to ensure that we all succeed together. And so, signing this performance contract, we have gone through the documents and we know what the document entails. And so, we need to go back to ensure that we implement, monitor, and strategize. And we know the amount of money going to the MDAs. So this is your responsibility as appointees of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and your team to ensure that the funds allocated to the various MDAs are used judiciously. The performance contracts, I took notes of a few points. That is the website updating. If you do your work and you don't let people see what you have done, nobody knows what you are doing. And so let's all connect to the website to ensure that what we do is put out there from the MMDA's level. And as a point, we connect to the Office of the Local Government Service, we connect to the Ministry of Local Government Service, so that when we showcase it, the whole world and the whole of Ghana will know what we are doing. Because I recall in some years back, 2016 era, NDC did a lot of work, but it was not advertised. So it is important for the work His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing with us to be seen. So we look at that. And then the audits, reports or queries that come to, we should be asked to ensure that within 10 days, as is mandated by the document, we answer them so that we will not be dragged to the Public Accounts Committee here and there. And the other thing is, my final one is on sanitation. We realize that it is part of the agreement where the contract, because you go to some MFTAs, you go to some ministries, departments, and agencies, and the washrooms are nothing to write home about. It will not take as much to fix those things. And then about the sanitation in our various regions, so far, I would say so good for me, coming from Greater Accra. They are doing their best, and the other regions, I know you're also doing your best. Let's keep it up. Let's ensure that we conscientize and conscientize our people to know that we need to live in a clean environment, because that is one of the key areas His Excellency the President is looking at. And so on behalf of my Honorable Minister, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim, I want to say a very big thank you to you, a happy new year to you, and I pray that the good Lord will take us back to our various homes safely. God bless us all.
Exercise. I think such a meeting shouldn't be the first and the last. If the head of service and Dr. IMCC, executive secretary, we team up with our boss, the head of service, and the minister to local government, the deputy minister. We also help so that we will have such meetings with our bosses, the regional ministers, and it shouldn't be just a day. Maybe honorable council, how many days? 3 days will do. 4 days will be too much. 3 days, so that you will be able to share some ideas and the concerns and the emerging issues within the service. You will use that platform to address those issues. Okay. I'll tell you. On this note, let me thank everyone here, the MMDCs, for coming to raise the occasion. But going back,